What's in store for mortgage rates in the coming year? What's going on with the market? How about affordability? Do you think you can still afford to buy a house? I think that you can. Stay tuned because I'm going to give you some information that's really important that you can use for planning in the next 3 to 6 months. It seems like every news story that you read or that you watch on TV that talks about the real estate industry now in recent times, it's focused on affordability and the challenges that buyers are facing in the current market. And I think most people who aren't eating, breathing, sleeping, thinking, living real estate all day long always are kind of turning it into or pointing to mortgage rates, because we do know that mortgage rates have risen considerably. In fact, they have never in a single year ever doubled, and they've more than doubled. But are mortgage rates the only things that impact affordability? It's not. There's actually 3 things that we need to talk about when we're looking at affordability. Those 3 things are interest rates, number 2, home prices, and number 3, wages. How much are you earning? How much of your income can you put towards a purchase? Let's look at each one in depth. In the United States, 30-year fixed mortgages, which is the safe mortgage, or what we've come to know as the safe mortgage, those rates have increased 3.8% in the past year, making it more costly to finance a home and therefore outpricing some buyers, especially first-time home buyers. This has pulled back on demand, which is why we're seeing what we're seeing with regard to home prices. There's a direct correlation to high interest rates and home prices. So let's talk about home prices next. I've said it a bunch of times. If you've been watching my videos, you know the appreciation of home values since the start of the pandemic was simply unsustainable. A lot of things have been unsustainable. The low interest rates, unsustainable. Interest rates are rising. They will likely continue to rise as long as we're facing inflation. But there is still an overarching lack of inventory or inventory shortage in the country based on many things. Builders pulling back and not building, supply chain issues. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. You can go look at it here if you want. But home prices are starting to not come down, but they are starting to not accelerate or appreciate as quickly as they have in the last few years. So what we're calling that is a deceleration of appreciations. We are still going to see home values rise, just not at the pace of the last 3 years during the pandemic, or 2 years, or whatever it's been during the pandemic. Home prices are not coming down. I'll say it again. Home prices are not coming down. You may see price adjustments on listings, but that's because those listings were not priced correctly in the first place. So you, as a homeowner that might want to sell, you can still guess or bet on being able to sell your property. You just may not get as much as your neighbor did. There will be some areas in the country that are seeing a decrease in prices. Those are the areas that saw the biggest increase that just could not be sustained. But for the most part, and in our market area, if I'm your real estate agent, our market area, we are still seeing strong prices. We are still seeing, in some cases, we are still seeing multiple offers. Things just aren't moving at such a frenzied pace as they were before. The one positive in this equation is wages. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, I'm going to read this one. They just published that the median weekly earnings of the nation's 120.2 million full-time workers were $1,070 in the third quarter of 2022. This is a 6.9% increase over the same time last year. So if you're earning more, you can spend more, you can afford more on the property that you're going to buy. So interest rates are high, not really great. Home prices are leveling off. They're still going to increase a little bit, but it's going to be more of a regular or normal appreciation rate. And wages are going up. There are so many factors and so many variables that what I'm here to tell you is the bottom line is you want to connect with a local real estate expert sooner rather than later. My team works at your pace, not ours. We know that we have information that you need to help you make some decisions before you get to the closing table or before you get to the point where you're ready to make an offer. We have no problem being your guide through the early phase of that process, whether you're ready to buy a house today, tomorrow, next month, or 2 years from now. The Blanchard team's not going anywhere, and we're more than happy to share our expertise. So the bottom line is, give us a call. If you liked what you heard in this video, stick around, hit subscribe, hit the little bell, and you can be notified every time we post a new video. All kinds of great information out there. I hope to hear from you soon.